So I'd like to make a toast to the most beautiful bride on the most beautiful day in the most beautiful venue. Thank you again for all that you are and who you are. To Miss Lenny.
When I found out that Sherri wanted to go to Inuvik, I was excited for her, but really sad and crushed, and she assured me that she was only going to be gone for 6 weeks, and that she would be right back. She was going to just go and focus on work and find herself no men and no silly business. So then she calls me about a week settling in, and I say hello, and she goes, "Chrissy, I messed up." I obviously died laughing, and I said, "Who is he?" and tell me everything.
I really only want to tell one story. It's the story of the night that we met Sherri. I happened to cook a glorious caribou roast, and we were just sitting around his apartment. We had lots of leftovers, and his cousin was working in the hospital. So we decided to bring some leftovers and share it with whoever happened to be working at the time. You should have seen the hungry looks we got when we walked in there. To be fair, maybe Sherri was hungry for something beside the caribou. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure. I can't tell you that for sure. It's been really fun watching you guys grow as a couple, start sharing things together, and really just, teaching the world how to love each other.
Sherri is the only child to Joanne and Doug, and since we've met, I've adored and teased her like the little sister I never had. Actually, I do have a sister. But don't let that spoil the really nice moment we're all having here.
I'm glad Chris found you. I'm glad you found Chris. And I think you guys will be okay, because you're a good couple. And have fun.
When you get married, you don't marry the person, you marry the whole family. So welcome to the family. We got a place in our heart for you.
Cheers to our new family, Chris and Jet. Welcome to the family.
Sherri and Chris, despite Sherri's history of loud public antics, and you both being disgusting Leafs fans, I wish you all the happiness a big brother could ever want for his kid sister and her new husband. Cheers.
I'm a nurse, and Sherri and I work together. I went in one day to work like any other day, and heard I had a student with me. So any of the other nurses in here know exactly what I mean, and my first thought was, ugh. So she comes in this little 5 foot nothing, and I already look at her and I'm thinking, ugh. For some reason, and I don't know how to describe it, but she really just got under my skin. Like, really under there. Kind of like a splinter that you get, but then obviously, like, after a while, you stop picking at it and it just starts becoming a part of you. But really, I guess you could say it's more like a thorn. But a thorn that happened to be attached to a stem that became a beautiful rose.
Way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby.
I might have actually one more story. Actually, it is my favorite story of Chris Lenny. So one winter we were caribou hunting down the highway, and I just want to paint a picture for you. We're about 300 kilometers from a hospital. In the middle of nowhere, the snow was blowing, the wind was howling, the caribou were nowhere to be found. So we stopped for the night, and we're like, oh, we'll just camp here. So we tried to start a fire. Tried is like pretty generous. We had a little bit of a fire going, but it was pretty like nasty weather out. The wood was wet. We were having a really tough time of it. So I'm sitting there on my hands and knees, trying to blow the fire, getting it going, trying anything I can to get warm. And Chris decides to add a little gasoline to the fire. But he also added a lot of gasoline to me as well at the same time. So as I'm aflame, I remember stop, drop, and roll, right? Everybody knows that, right? Stop, drop, and roll. So I stop, drop, and roll. However, it doesn't just go out because it's gasoline. Anyways, Chris comes over and he helps me put the fire out. And I was like, why would you do that? He's like, why would I do what? I just saved your life.
In the sky are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know. And I think to myself,
For those of you that don't know, Halifax used to have its very own cross between Kim Kardashian and Charlie Sheen. And her name was Sherri Wilson. After the reception, while you're all patiently waiting in line to get into the dome, you will very likely get a glimpse of Sherri screaming her famous line at the bouncer, "Don't you know who I am?"
And Chris, take this girl and promise me something. Promise me you'll always love her and stand by her. Promise me when she's being crazy, Sherri, or when she's being, oh my God, you have too much energy for 7 a.m., Sherri. And all the 150 Sherris in between. And when she gets a little too much, just ship her off to Halifax for a while, because the whole time she's there, you're all she talks about.